Hey, Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole. And if you watched my Theme Park Thursday this week, March 14th, 2024, you had to endure me trying to figure out how to try a new technique, which is to punch around a corner with a Boilermaker cartridge. You know, Boilermaker cartridges are not designed to be frames. And I thought I had it figured out. And instead it was kind of a true exercise in reality TV, right? It was a hot mess as I watched it to edit the video, and then as I watched it again now that it's posted on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm slightly embarrassed by what a disaster it was. And as I was watching the video, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I know exactly what I did wrong. So I'm going to show you now how to punch around a corner with the Boilermaker cartridge. And I'm going to do it mostly in this U shape. I'll show you both ways to do it in a U shape, because I love to do double page spread. Technique is similar if you do it the other direction, but the first one I'm going to do is the U shape, and then I'll do it punching all the way around on a single page. And you can also do this with a chain type punch that releases, but it was very fiddly. You know, because it released and it was trying to get caught in the punch and stuff. So I don't necessarily recommend doing this until you're very comfortable with the other one. And so if you're wondering how comfortable I am, I love to use papers from old collections that like I still have years later that I don't love. I tried it with a bunch of different punches. I tried this with Blend and Bloom with the Starry Punch that I tried the last time. I tried this with another Blend and Bloom with the Mosaic Diamonds punch. I tried it with O Canada with the Cloud Punch. I tried it with another Blend and Bloom. This green was my least favorite from that paper pack with the woven scallop. And then I tried it with Daily Docket, which is from like 2015, also with the woven scallop. So it worked every time. Oh, except I forgot to punch this one corner. Haha, don't pretend you didn't see that. But it worked every time except for that one corner, which I've figured out by the end. So let's get started. For this technique, you need to use designer weight paper. Do not do it with cardstock. You will mess up your Boilermaker cartridges and it probably won't work. You want to do this with the lighter weight designer paper. And then you need an edge punch. So I used Starry with my Star Command layout from this last week. But as you saw in my examples, I also used the clouds. You could use the a knockout punch, you know, that stays attached. We have like Animal Tracks one. That would actually be kind of cute with the paw prints. Maybe I'll try that. Or this woven scallop. So any of those. I like the Starry just because it has kind of a randomized texture. And I feel like that's what allowed me when I was trying to figure it out to see that I wasn't quite on where I needed to be. So actually, I think I have stuff in here. Oh, yep, there it is for my sample. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, I even made Post-it notes for you. Step one is you're going to mark the corners. And you don't have to do this, but I find that it makes it a lot easier to fold on the diagonal and get my corners precise if I kind of mark the corners just with my thumbnail. If you don't have a thumbnail, you could use like a bone folder or a multi-purpose tool, but you just want to make sure that you've got that little corner as precise as you can so that when you go to do your fold, you're going to get your corners nice and crisp. So then step two is going to be to fold diagonally both ways. So you fold it the first way, making sure to line this up. You want this to be as precise as possible. That's where priming that corner is going to come in handy. You just want to get it as nice as you possibly can. And you want to give this a good fold. You want to score it down because you don't want it to be loose in your Boilermaker. Okay. It does leave fold lines on your finished layout, but if you look at my Buzz Lightyear page, you will see that once you put pictures on, you can hide that fold really nicely. All right. And then you open it up and you fold it diagonally the opposite way. So start with that crisp, nice folded corner. And see how that just really nicely lined up on the corner. I didn't have, it's not way off. So I just find that pre-folding the corner kind of does that for me. All right, so then step number 3, you're going to put it in the guide with the full corner on the top. So I didn't know how to describe this, but it's this 90-degree angle corner, okay? You're going to put the 90-degree angle in the Border Maker guide with the corner on the top. Make sure it's in there nice and straight. Precision really matters for this one because the way we have to match it up later. And then when you punch, you're going to skip the first section. So we're going to skip piece number 1. We're going to start with what I call number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to punch off the edge. So we're going to use the Starry and press down hard. And I like to hold this because I found that it scooted some. So hard to punch through 2 layers. All right. So next, you're going to remove the excess, which is this little stringy piece right here. So you just rip that off. Remove the excess, and then you're going to open it up and refold in the opposite direction. Okay. I guess I could do it like this. You can still see these. 4, 3, 4, 5. Remove the excess, and then you're going to open it up and refold it. This time it was folded this way, so we're going to refold it on the opposite angle. And this is where having that pre-folded is essential, because you don't want to line up the corners because now it's not the same. This is also showing me that I wish I would not have trimmed my paper on that layout, because this is exactly the border that I wanted. All right, now for step number 6, you want to put it back in the guide with the full square, which is this one, at the bottom, making sure that the same color is on top. Oops, I took 2 Post-it notes, sorry. The full, the same color you had on top last time is still on the top. And you're gonna line this up at the bottom, exactly at the bottom. And it does line up at the top too, but having this right angle, I guess I could have zoomed up a little bit. Having this right angle is very helpful. So put that in the guide, close the magnet, fold that out, and then you're just going to punch, you're gonna punch the top section. Okay, so we're just punching this one top section. All right. And that one lined up. So now we do step 7. You're gonna unfold it and put the square at the corner on the reverse side. So basically, we just punched it like this, and it was down here in the corner. We're gonna unfold it and put it back in with the opposite side showing, okay? So put the square at the bottom corner on the reverse side, because since we're punching through 2 layers, this side is gonna be opposite. And then we finish punching. So you just do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then the last thing I need to do is to put this one back in, open it up, put this one back in at the top with the reverse color, because this is the one we didn't finish punching it on. And then finish that last little punch. All right, so like that took me, what, 5 minutes? It should have been this easy when I did it in the other video. So it's a lot easier now that I kind of know what I'm doing. And hopefully you have the same experience, maybe watching me do it wrong, that you were screaming at your TV like a football fan, come on, throw the ball, whatever. So that was what it did for me, was by watching the video again, I figured out what I had done wrong. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use a different paper. This one was from a Advisor, I think it was from Fruity Delights. And I'm going to use a different punch. I'm going to use the I'll use this Mosaic Diamond one. This was a promo punch from a couple years ago. And this is a knockout punch. So it doesn't take off the edge. It just does an inside frame or an inside design. So I think I'm gonna punch with the yellow on the top because I like it better. So step one, I'm gonna mark my corners. All right. And then we're gonna fold, step two, fold diagonally both ways, making sure that my corners are lining up. Let me scoot up a little bit. Okay. So I've done the first way, and now I'm going to do it the other way. Again, having those little corners already started. All right, this one is not quite as precise as I would like. I'm just going to kind of finesse it a little bit to get that really nice sharp corner. All right. So now I've replaced my cartridge with the one I want. We're going to keep it folded and place it in the guide with the full corner at the top. Full corner at the top. We're going to skip the first section and go to number 2 and then punch down off the edge. This one is actually much easier to punch with than the other. And this one is more forgiving because you have a little gap in between. All right. So we don't need to remove any excess for this one because we don't have a little tail that's hanging on. So then but we're still going to open it and refold it in the opposite direction. Okay, and again, we're going to put it with the full square at the bottom. All right, and then we're going to punch this top piece. So this is step 6. Put full square at the bottom and punch the top section with color 1 on the top. So that finishes that edge. And now we're to step 7. Unfold it. Put the square at the corner on the reverse side. That's probably not the best description of what I mean. Put the square at the bottom corner with the reverse side of the paper showing, all right? And then we're gonna finish punching down the edge. All right, and then the last thing is to keep it open, put the remaining corner at the top, again with the reverse side of the paper showing, and finish that punch. Okay, so there you go. So much faster. I just did it twice in less than the time it took me to do it once on that disaster of a video. And I actually really like this one now that I've got it. I might need to use it for something. So that's how you do it to do a U shape. Let me get another paper. We're going to do it. It's a tiny bit different to do it to go all the way around, but you still can get these really cool kind of corner effects by punching the frame around with the Boilermaker system. Okay, so now we're going to punch around all the way around, and I think I'm going to use the woven scallop. So I think this punch is still available. You do have to buy it through an advisor. It's not available for customers to purchase on the website. It's an advisor exclusive. But if you just get with your advisor or get with me and we can get that ordered for you. So we're going to do step 1 is going to be the same. We're going to mark the corners. Little post-it notes are annoying me. Got all 4 corners. And this one is not as much of a contrast maybe as I would like, but the contrast really is just so that you know which side you're on. So this one has kind of this kind of mosaic side versus the denim side. This is Q the Blue. This is from last year. This is actually the very first paper pack we used for our Savvy Scrapbookers when we started our collaboration last year. All right, so then I've marked my corners and folded it diagonally both ways. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're going to stay here. I'm not sure where the directions are going to change a little bit. I did practice this, but I forgot to make little notes. So there we go. Placing the guide with the full corner at the top. We're going to skip the first section and punch down. Off the edge. All right, we're still going to remove the excess. Okay, this is where it's going to change because we're going to, step 5, we're still going to remove the excess. And we're still going to open and refold at the opposite angle. But this time, so that stays the same. No, we're not. We're not going to do that yet. We're just going to remove the excess, but then we're going to put the square at the bottom and then punch 1 through 5. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So we're gonna we just punched this. We skip number 1. We're gonna turn it 90 degrees. Maybe I'll put that on the directions. I'll rewrite them. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing, except we're gonna skip the last one. And we're gonna punch up and go off the edge. This one's gonna be faster, actually, because we can double punch through every time. Okay, and now again we'll remove the excess. So we punched 1 through 5, and now step 6. All right, actually step 6 now becomes the previous step 5, now that I look at that. We're going to remove the excess, we're going to unfold it and refold it the other direction, and this one is going to be easy because we just have this. But this time, it's a little bit more difficult because we don't have the edge to go with here, so you're going to put the point at the top up here. And you can't really straighten it. You can't align it here. You just got to align this little piece. So just put let's see, put step 7, put point at top corner of the guide. And then you punch off that edge. And then this one, you're going to turn it 90 degrees. Put the other point at the bottom corner. So this one's nice because you don't have to unfold it. You only punch with the one side. You don't have to remember which side you're on. You just put this one down at the bottom corner. Again, don't try to line that up. Just line this part up and punch that last little piece. All right. And there you go. Here you've punched all the way around. And you have this beautiful frame using a Border Maker cartridge. Let me put it on a color so you can see it better. All right, you can see right here, I might not have pushed it in quite well enough. There's a little bit of a hiccup, but nobody's ever going to notice that. All the rest of them look great. And you have that even symmetry. All the corners look pretty much the same. I think it turned out really nice. So I'll do one more while we go all the way around, just because I want to make sure that I got it right and that my directions make sense. So I think this is my last piece of this Blend and Bloom paper that I didn't like, because obviously I've used 3 pieces tonight going through my directions. But like, this has been haunting me, you guys. I felt so terrible for showing you a layout and then saying, like, don't actually do this because it didn't make any sense. So if you wanted to try this layout of punching, you know, making a frame on your layouts, this would be, this video will be much more helpful than that disaster of a Buzz Lightyear video. All right, let's try a different one. Let's try the starry again, I guess. What else do I have? I have the clouds. The clouds would be easy. What other ones do I have that were, that stayed? Oh, let me try it with the paw prints. Okay, never mind. Not the paw prints. I'm going to try it with the butterflies because it's this green paper. I think that will be pretty and springy. So I'm going to leave this here just to be contrast when I'm done. Should clean this off. All right, so we're going to use the butterflies. This is a knockout punch, but it works with an edge punch or a knockout punch, and it kind of works with a regular border cartridge, a chain, but it's harder. So we've marked our corners. We fold diagonally both ways. We're going to place in the guide with the full corner at the top. So hopefully that makes sense, that 90-degree angle corner at the top. We're going to skip the first section. We're going to punch down the edge. It does take a little more effort to punch. Oh, this one's going to be easy because it's got this big space in between. There's not even anything you really have to worry about overlapping. It's too easy. Okay, so now we don't have to remove any excess, but we're going to just open this up. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees. I think we'll put that on there. Oh, not 90%. Sorry, 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Put the square at the bottom. And this time we're going to punch 1 through 5 and leave this last one unpunched. I'll actually go upwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And now we're going to, it says remove the excess. This one has no excess, thank goodness. Just a lot of confetti. And then we're going to unfold it and refold it in the opposite direction. And then we put the, oh, this is easy because this, this still has the corner. So we'll just put that corner in down at the bottom, but we're also putting the point up in the top. Oh, I missed step 7. What happened to my step 7? Uh-oh. There it is. Unfold and put the square at the bottom corner on the reverse side. So that's what we did right here. We'll punch off this edge. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. And you kind of, with this one, you want to make sure that you leave the same side on the top as much as you can. All right, there we go. There is our frame all the way around. And so you do kind of get this cool effect in the corners. I think it's a cool effect. And you do get the folds, but on a busy paper like this, you really don't see it. And once you put pictures down, I don't think you will notice it. So hopefully this makes up for that disaster in my video. Thanks to those of you who are still watching my videos after all of that. But you know, that's how we learn things, right? By trial and error. So I hope that this is helpful for you and maybe has given you a new technique that you didn't think you would try after you saw my initial attempt. I hope now that you will try it, you'll get even more use out of your Border Maker cartridges. I do have a video already that shows you how to punch a frame with a regular border punch, even not a frame punch. And I will link to that in the description below as well as that disaster of a Buzz Lightyear video. So good luck, have fun, happy punching, and happy scrapbooking.